most perfect transitions either. It took him a long time to get to Vikings.
Well, let's see what they decide to do here. The map, once again, is Body Research Station. Let's jump into set number 5 right now. Up here in the north, in the blue, our SBENU Protoss is MyuNgSiK.
The gum toss. Down here in the south, that Red Terran player winning the last 2 games, bringing it back in a big way.
Yeah.
Journey.
Sending us on a bit of a journey here to game number 5.
Mixed emotions, Valdez. They've been interesting games, but not the best. But look at this. We're going to see a proxy Reaper, in my opinion.
Yeah, not a bad idea, I suppose. It's going to be the first time Journey is going to show this kind of aggression.
Time to bring the fight to the cheesy Protoss.
Yeah. You know, maybe he's thinking like MyuNgSiK just... Oh, whoa.
It's hot in this
Look at that
bitch,
sweat, man.
Yeah, man. Doesn't want to lose this game.
Journey, sweat-free.
Cool as a cucumber.
Totally fine.
Yeah. And look at that. Look at this placement. Not bad at all. We have seen early scouts from MyuNgSiK time and time again there. And I'm sure he's going to do it this time as we see this probe.
Very, very nice. That is the one thing, I guess, that takes away from this build from Journey. He knows that MyuNgSiK has been doing the scout, but he still decides to go for this.
Yeah. I guess it's going to take some time for him to figure it out there. Like, he's going to come down and be like, oh, I see. But still, it's going to be done by the time he gets there. It's going to be on his way. MyuNgSiK already chose his build. It's about weathering the storm, microing those probes. About Journey finding that damage.
Yeah, MyuNgSiK gonna go up the ramp now and see a missing barracks. He's gonna see gas. He's gonna know something's funky is going on here.
Something smells weird.
Yeah. Base smells a little bit cheesy. I don't know what it is.
First Reaper on the way. And MyuNgSiK knows what's up. He should make a Zealot. There we go. It's just about microing this Reaper to perfection, finding that damage.
Yeah. Let's see how his micro is.
Ooh, second racks as well.
First Reaper comes out here. He's going to make a second Reaper.
Yeah. Zealot's going to come out in perfect timing for this, but still, it's a slow unit compared to the Reaper.
The one thing I do like about MyuNgSiK's base is the building placement there on the left side. Totally closed off. It's going to be harder for this Reaper to micro.
Got to be careful here. And Mothership Core on the way as well. No damage just yet. Cannot get surrounded.
Not a single pro kill.
No.
And he gets deflected.
Deflected.
And keep in mind, Journey is committing to more Reapers.
Yeah, making some Marines at home. And at the proxy racks now.
Yeah.
2 Reapers going to be the ones looking for the damage.
I just don't know how much they can really get done.
It's not easy at this point. Not with the Stalker and a Mothership Core there. He's going to expand behind it. Bit of a rocky start there. Maybe hoping for a little bit more of a greedy opening from MyuNgSiK.
Yeah. Maybe saying, you know, backdoor natural. MyuNgSiK wants to get ahead. Maybe he'll go Nexus first. Try to mix it up here, but MyuNgSiK able to hold this off really easily. Cute little micro there from the Reapers.
Didn't do anything. It's only shield damage, so
yeah.
Maybe if you had 3, he could actually kill it, but 2, you're cutting it close.
Yeah. Well, just gonna get some more barracks up. It looks like he's already got one. The one that was out on the map flying back home, and we're gonna see a Stargate, in fact, from MyuNgSiK.
Stargate, indeed. It's a bit later this time around. He had to invest in other things. Maybe we'll see Phoenix this time. I would love, personally, to see some Phoenix. I want to see him do that style, but I think Journey is the kind of player that will probably fold to it easier than others. It is a tricky sort of composition to fight against. And Journey has taken his time when it comes to making that anti-air, making that Vikings to deal with Colossus even. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. So far from Journey, I mean, he doesn't really get the scout, but he still makes that very early engineering bay here just for safe turrets.
Look at that.
You know, I guess he's just saying, you know, this is MyuNgSiK. He's been doing oracles so often. Might as well just throw it down.
Yep. Makes a lot of sense. And it is going to be Phoenix after all. So I'm a happy lad.
A happy lad?
Yeah, I'm a lad.
I don't think I've ever heard you say that word before, MyuNgSiK. It's
really?
Like my first time.
How does it make you feel?
I like it. Kind of like it.
I'm not really a lad there. I'm like a old man.
You're not that old, MyuNgSiK. You're not even 30. There are some older men here that are English commentators for StarCraft.
I don't know. I just feel it in my bones, Valdez. Here we go. Phoenix going to get the beautiful scout off. We are seeing more on the way as well. Look at this. The Reaper, though, going to get a good scout off. The Phoenix kind of gave everything away, though, so the Reaper is not really too value. At this point, it's not going to find much else use there.
And I'm very interested to see how Journey is going to respond to this kind of build. You know, does he just go straight bio, just try to break down the front, you know, take out a third base? Because dropping is going to be much harder with this build, of course.
Yeah.
Or does he take the opposite approach? You know, sometimes we see Terrans drop 2 starports with reactors and make 4 Vikings at a time and just try to overpower and, like, focus down a bunch of Colossi, but...
Yeah, it's definitely more of the natural kind of counter to this, right? You just get out a ton of Vikings to fight it, to tie them up. And you use those Vikings to DPS down the Colossus that are going to come out behind these, so the bio can clean up. But it is a tricky sort of situation, tricky sort of fight for both sides. Going to start with Medivacs there.
Yeah. Seems like a similar build to the one he did in the last game, in fact. You know, just gets out a bunch of Marines, you know, around 14 of them, 20 of them, and then he gets, you know, the reactored Medivacs out here for the drops. But it looks like with these Phoenixes out on the map, he's just going to start walking. And then maybe follow up with those.
Well,
Medivacs.
look at that. He's camping the starport as well.
Yeah, he can actually lift up all those 4 Marines. There's not enough Marines there to defend against that.
Sneaks him out. He'll be heading towards the main base. These soldiers are actually going to intercept these Marines. Oh, but
Stim is done. Yeah. And he's trying to get that damage done. A bit of a fail there on his micro, but he's still going to be able to take down 2 of the Stalkers already.
Very nicely done there. He's going to get these Medivacs up here without getting intercepted. Phoenix have found him.
Here they come, coming from behind. Going to try to snipe down 1, but another immediate stim to save it.
And it's hard to see if he's going to find any damage behind this. I mean, Colossus has just come out. There is a Mothership Core, full energy, a couple of Stalkers and a Zealot. Just going to apply the pressure while he takes that third. No secondary starport yet either. He's making mines, double mines. I like this.
That's one way to deal with it. You know, it's also a good bolster to your just straight up bio army. It looks like he's not going to go for Vikings just yet, at least. Going to forgo that for now.
Well, I think these Phoenix are going to actually find this drop as well.
Ooh. Yes, they will.
Oh.
Kind of messes that one up there. Not following the medevac.
Nicely placed observers, actually, to identify anything that's coming. Not dropping the second one.
Oh, boy. Gets both the medevac and 2 of those Widow Mines. Loses 1 Phoenix for it.
Armor on the way now. Colossus range almost finished. Third base going down. MyuNgSiK just plans to just play a normal game behind this. He isn't making any more Phoenix either, so he isn't going for that big, massive Phoenix. Just enough to you know, stave away those drops and let him transition just a little bit easier in this kind of map. As I say that, he starts again. Damn it.
Trying to decide one way or the other, I suppose.
If he continues with these Phoenix, it wouldn't even be a bad idea to add a second Stargate, right?
Yeah.
Just get that huge number out so any air unit is going to go down very quickly.
Definitely
he has enough drops.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely not a bad idea. I mean, we do see Journey finally going for that second starport, but it gets scouted and delayed by the Phoenixes of MyuNgSiK.
Oh, bad positioning with the bio here. Very nicely done from MyuNgSiK. Always knows where they are simply because of these great observer positionings. And this bio is taking way too much damage.
way too much damage. Even one of the medevacs went down, and another one is extremely low. And here come the Phoenixes. It's going to be very hard for these guys to boost away. They don't have the boosters yet.
Oh, no. This is a horrible situation. This is how you lose the game.
He's lost way too much. Look at that supply drop immediately. Every single unit in all of those medevacs goes down, and Journey.
That's the king blunder right there, man. That is the king blunder.
We've seen some prince and princess blunders tonight, Moonglade, but that was the king blunder.
This is the king. This is like when the king says, let's go to war with this nation, and they lose. And that's it.
I mean, that's the game. He lost way too much.
Let's raise the taxes by 200%, and then there's a revolt. Anything is like literally the worst thing you could ever do. And now, you know, he's contained on 2 bases. Third base up and running from MyuNgSiK for a while. 40 supply lead.
Yeah, the tech is, you know, miles ahead here from MyuNgSiK. He's already got charge on the way. He's got a Templar Archives about to finish. He's got a 5 Colossi out plus the 5 Phoenixes to help out with that. And Journey's just got straight bio with finally some Vikings popping out.
It's kind of just waiting for... He's sitting on death row right now, man. He's like, he can't really do anything except accept his fate when he goes down that ramp to the third base.
No, to be honest, I was really excited to see Journey play tonight. His, you know, performance in the qualifiers to get through Sue 2-0.
That's a huge
I'm like,
win.
Whoa, this guy is really good, actually. But I think just a bit of nerves coming in tonight. You know, not showing his best play for sure. Just making some king blunders, as we said.
The king blunder, man. Sending your army across the map with no vision at all.
Well, he is going to try to stabilize here. Going to re-land that third base.
Just a matter of time, though. MyuNgSiK is cooking up quite the death ball. You know, Storm just finishing up as well. Charge finishing up. Just making that perfect army.
Yep. He's got a nice little pylon farm there, too. I really enjoy the aesthetics of his base.
It is pretty.
Yeah. 6 pylons there together and 3 on the right side.
It's like a little crystal farm or something.
Yeah. Quite nice. Here comes a ill-fated drop. He's going to try to go for the... maybe if he skirts around the right side of the wall, he can sneak it in. But he's going to fly right into the Vikings. Goodbye.
Farewell. And now it is time for MyuNgSiK to move out. 5 Colossus, 4 Templar with Storm. Currently sitting at those 1-1 upgrades as well. They're on par right now, but in about a minute's time, will be 2 attack fire.
The way you were saying those, the amount of units just reminded me of like the recipe to defeat a Terran. Like 5 Templar with Storm, and then you sprinkle in a bit of Colossi, and you run your Colossi into a Widowmine.
Yeah, that's part of the recipe. Just shake things up a little bit. It's like adding some pepper.
Yeah. So a little bit of spice to the game, you know?
A little bit of action to the game, you know? You don't want it to be too one-sided when the fight happens.
Don't want to totally destroy your food. But.
No. Well, 3 bunkers going up at this third base. Decent number of Vikings, though maybe not enough for this many Colossus. That's 8 Templar now, 6 Colossus against 12 Vikings, 4 Ghosts.
And here we go. Let's see how MyuNgSiK decides to do this. He sees all the bunkers and the positioning, the nice concave here from Journey, and he may just go for it. He's going to poke a bit here. The Zealots all trapped behind the bags.
Yeah, not a good positioning from MyuNgSiK. Might want to spread out a little bit more. He is fighting up against EMPs.
At least getting some damage done to those bunkers, forcing a bit of repairs. He really needs to blink to the side and allow these Zealots to get through.
There we go. Bit of a better position now, but he has ran out of Zealots. Storm's coming in, finding actually huge damage on those Vikings.
So many of these Vikings going down to just plain storms, and still 6 Vikings remain in the air against only 6 Colossi remain on the ground against only 8 Vikings in the air.
Yeah, the Bio Army's kind of been untouched at this point, though. They have been absorbing a lot of damage on those bunkers, but this could be it. If those Storms get down on the Bio.
Kind of missing them. Really nice splits from Journey. Good Storms on the Vikings once again, but not quite able to break the wall just yet.
Well, still warping in, still remaxing every time they fight. Those nice pylon placements. Here we go again. Storms are ready.
we go. Nice little concave here, trying to get those EMPs down. Not the best, though.
Big storms this time.
It's a ton of those Marines hitting the exact middle of the Terran army. So many of those Colossi are so low, but he can't seem to kill them. A recurring event in this entire series.
Yeah, we've seen this a lot in the past. The later the game goes, the more these Colossus live somehow, some way. That is a pretty healthy number of Vikings there. Could be enough, dude. Another big storm. Oh, ridiculous storms, actually.
Yeah. And you were talking about how MyuNgSiK just continues to make units after units after units every single time these guys engage. His economy is fantastic on 4 bases, whereas Journey is struggling on 3. Not quite able to make the same army time and time again that MyuNgSiK is.
Here we go, the final fight. It looks like Journey's going to try and stop this army in its tracks, and he's done pretty good so far.
Hey, he's actually pretty much stomped it, fighting with a lot of his SCVs, but more and more Warpins coming in. But the last of the Colossi are going to go down, and no storms coming in. One time warp, but is it enough?
Oh, big storm in the left of the army, but there's only Stalkers left over now. Somehow, Journey has made it this far. He's out of his base. Turning things around, but more storms.
More and more storms, and Journey may have just gotten enough momentum to at least, stop the attack, maybe take another base, because he had taken out so many of the high-tech units of MyuNgSiK.
Yeah, but more still come. We do have that 1 Colossus and 2 Templar, and that 3rd base is pretty empty. We did see 24 SCVs go down, and MyuNgSiK has a 4th base that is fully saturated.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's the one big key here for MyuNgSiK. We're going to see finally Journey getting a bit of room on the map. Going to try to go for a drop, but it's going to be immediately scouted by that watchtower out here. We'll see if MyuNgSiK even responds to that or if he just goes for this kill. Gonna back off a bit, actually, after he loses that watchtower. But not yet committing to anything really here.
No, not yet. We might actually see Journey go for a drop, which would be a fantastic idea at this point.
Yeah, but he's hesitating so much.
Yeah, he's got a lot of indecision in his heart right now.
It's like he wants to, but he just continues to clear the watchtower over and over, and then he's like, okay, I'll just take a base. I don't want to be too aggressive. I don't want to lose my units. Who knows? Maybe he's made some Phoenixes. Who knows what's going through his mind right now? Yeah,
it is a bit of a gamble at this point, but I think he needs a gamble to kind of get ahead again.
Definitely. Instead, that gamble's going to be taking the gold base.
But I think the biggest gamble here is doing nothing. It's like, well, I hope he attacks into me again and I win.
I hope I can defend again. Yeah. By the way, MyuNgSiK has forgotten Blink in this entire game.
Yeah,
a very key upgrade, especially when you're fighting against that many Vikings.
Yeah, that's actually the key. It's like the key to fighting Vikings is Blink Stalker. And he's going to stim to take the tower again.
Yeah, stimming his entire army, by the way.
And he's kind of getting out of position at this point. If MyuNgSiK catches his army, that's it.
Very highly upgraded Zealots now trying to come from behind, but not microed, not sent anywhere.
Well, if he gets a good position on this army, he could be able to take it down. They are equal in upgrades. A lot of out of position medivacs right now.
Yeah, but no Blink still.
Not enough Vikings either, mind you. That is only 5 Vikings against 3 Colossus. That is not good odds. You want about 12 at this point.
Not good at all. He's just making 1 Viking at a time right now. Just relying on a gigantic Fireball instead against 13 High Templar.
Oh, man. That is way too many.
Nice little task force over there. Fails to take down a High Templar.
We need to see more Ghost action if he wants to try and deal with this army. Good scan, but is he going to make use of it?
Look at this.
Oh.
The Archon harass at the gold base.
The Archon harass is real. And we're in the same position once again. Journey just taking advantage of this position. MyuNgSiK actually moved into the concave and lost all his Templar with that army. More at the back there.
Yeah. Still got 10 left, Warps in 4 more. I think he's pretty okay. He's just, once again, himself hesitating.
Time. Journey not paying too much attention. A bit out of position here. Now on a ramp against this kind of army is a huge mistake.
There are the storms, forcing that army up the ramp, and also going to force a lift. He finally clears up the Archon, by the way, at his gold base. Thankfully, now he's down to 1 Ghost, 6 Vikings. Not much left here for Journey.
Not much left, and this could be the final push here. Still a nice concave, but so many softened up units from these Storms.
I think MyuNgSiK just has to engage. He is so far ahead. Like you said, so many of those units in the red. But he's just warping more and more stuff. Journey looks defeated already in the booth.
Yeah, I think it might be in here. Big Storm once again. Colossus killing that 3rd CC instead of anything else.
He's going to lose one of them. And he's just going to back off for now. But MyuNgSiK does have this. Too many SCVs going down. More Storms raining down. And GG, MyuNgSiK will move on to the round of 16.
Finally, after a very drawn-out game once again, despite the King's mistake, the King's blunder, it took an extra 10 minutes to finish that one off.
Yeah, both of these guys seriously having big trouble with hesitation and lack of confidence, I would almost say, in their engagements. MyuNgSiK had 13 High Templar. They all had enough energy for Storm. Journey had 1 Ghost, and he still would not engage. He just would not engage. And he finally did. When he finally did, he was able to take him down. But seriously, man, like also Journey out on the map, he had 4 medevacs full of units. MyuNgSiK's entire army was totally out of position. He could have dropped the back door, gotten an Nexus, but was unwilling to take that risk.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Some big mistakes there, but I think the biggest nail in the coffin, was just losing that army like he did.
Yeah.
He knew what was out there. He knew Phoenix were there. There was no way he could escape if he gets caught out, and he just let himself get caught out. Next up, we are going to have Deer versus Sue, though, so this should be a bit of more of a refreshing game. Maybe a little bit more
better
games.
For sure. Guys, we're going to go to a 10-minute break first. Stay tuned.